I just came back from a holiday break and I had this sudden um, burst of clarity. Like my energy was just completely reset.
Oh, absolutely. That time away is, well, it's essential for how we process things.
Right. And it's funny because that exact kind of post-holiday clarity is what sparks the topic for today's deep dive. We are looking into a recent post from the team at Replit where apparently after last Christmas, they had this massive realization about AI models.
Yeah, they realized the models had finally crossed this threshold
Mm.
where they could, actually sustain long horizon work.
Exactly. So our mission today is to figure out how Replit completely restructured around AI to become what they call a self-driving company. And more importantly for you listening, we're uncovering how weaving AI agents into a business actually promotes human workers instead of, replacing them.
It's just such an uplifting shift to talk about.
It really is. And hey, if you are wondering how you might build something similar, well, you should definitely check out our sponsor, Silk. Like, if you need help with AI training, automation, or just uncovering where agents can make the biggest impact for your own business, go to embersilk.com.
They do great work, but to really understand this self-driving company concept, I mean, we really have to look under the hood at the engineering team first.
Because that's where the whole experiment started, right?
Right. They took these agents and connected them directly to their daily tools. So Slack, GitHub, Azure.
Just the standard stack.
Exactly. And the output was wild. I mean, they saw a 5.8 times increase in lines of code contributed.
Wait, seriously?
Yes. And even when you adjust for the team growing, that is still a 2.9 times increase in output per engineer.
That is staggering. I mean, it was basically like suddenly getting this tireless army of junior developers.
But okay, I do have a skeptical question here.
Sure, what's the catch? Yeah, well, if I'm a senior developer, doesn't a massive spike in code just create this absolute nightmare bottleneck for human reviewers? Like, wouldn't bugs just skyrocket?
You would think so, right? That is the exact friction point most teams hit. But the counterintuitive success here is that review latency actually stayed completely flat.
How is that even possible with triple the code?
Because the agents actually co-review the code, they assess the risk of every pull request, and if it's simple, they just approve it. They filter out the noise, which saved about 30% of human review time.
Oh, wow. So the AI handles the simple stuff and only flags the complex architectural changes for the humans.
Exactly. Plus, their reversion rates stayed flat, and the mean time to mitigation, so how fast they fixed bugs, actually dropped.
That is incredible. So the engineering engine didn't break. And since it works so well, I guess the natural next step was connecting this AI intelligence to the rest of the corporate vehicle.
Right. They brought it company-wide through a really simple Slack interface.
Okay, but how does an AI coding assistant actually help, say, the sales or data teams?
Well, the data team didn't just give the AI raw access. They built a semantic layer. It's essentially a translation dictionary that maps complex SQL tables into plain English concepts.
Ah, I see. So when someone asks for last month's churn rate in Slack, the AI isn't just guessing.
Precisely. It uses that strict map to generate an accurate, live business intelligence chart right there in the chat. And that spreads everywhere. Sales uses agents for lead enrichment and custom-branded slides. Support uses them to instantly parse user error logs.
Which means they can close those tricky escalated tickets way faster.
That's 60% faster, yeah.
Okay, but let me push back a little here. Companies usually spend millions of dollars buying specialized SaaS tools for these exact functions.
They do. But Replit actually canceled a 7-figure SaaS contract because their internal agent just outperformed it.
You're kidding? A Slack bot beat a specialized software suite.
It really did, and at a tenth of the cost. Because the internal agent has full context, it sees your unique knowledge bases and customer histories, so the output is infinitely more tailored.
That makes total sense. And, this brings up the core, deeply optimistic takeaway from all of this. Humans didn't get automated out. By handing off the keystrokes and the data pulling, they got promoted from doers to directors.
Exactly. They reclaim all this time for creative, strategic thinking.
Which leads to this really provocative thought to leave you with. If tomorrow's workforce relies on directing a swarm of AI agents, how will we need to adapt our own education and problem-solving skills today to ensure we thrive as those directors?
That is a fascinating question for everyone to ponder.
It really is. We have so much potential ahead of us to just focus on the destination instead of the busy work. Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show and leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.